Of all the arenas gone from New York, there are two that a sports-obsessed New Yorker may regret most never having seen. One is the old Madison Square Garden, with its St. Gaudens statue of Diana dancing on the skyline, and its memorable murder, when, in 1906, Evelyn Nesbit's deranged husband shot and killed the architect Stanford White. The other is the Polo Grounds on 155th Street and 8th Avenue, with its one-of-a-kind horseshoe shape, its oddly rural placement within Coogan's Bluff, and a dramatic death of its own, when, 14 years after the White murder, Carl Mays struck and killed Ray Chapman with an inside pitch, still the only on-field death of a player in the history of Major League Baseball. There are other places it would have been nice to see, notably, Ebbets Field, in Brooklyn, the home of the Dodgers until they were snatched by Los Angeles. But Ebbets at least has had its facade and some of its dimensions replicated in today's Citi Field, which Fred Wilpon built, the way Muggles can, as a monument to his Brooklyn baseball boyhood. But the Polo Grounds uptown still touches hearts while having truly disappeared. Jimmy Breslin, in a fine new collection just published by Library of America, conjures the childhood memory of seeing the Green Park in the Grey City. I start squeezing and pushing through these men because the moment I get near the top of the subway stairs I can look around and see the ballpark, the Polo Grounds, and for me that was the best part of the whole day at a baseball game, coming up the subway stairs and seeing the park for the first time. The Polo Grounds holds our hearts in part because in photographs it still looks so weird. Staring at an antique panoramic picture of the great pitcher Christy Mathewson on the mound in 1913, one can hardly believe how bathtub-shaped the stadium is, how close the right field bleachers, how wildly distant deep center, how high the overhanging porch. Damon Runyon, writing in 1911, exclaimed, "The Polo Grounds. It means the big town, it means the big city club. It is all the lights of Broadway and the lure of Gotham summed up in 2 words. It is a place of surpassing magnificence, sparkling beneath the silver sun like a great green jewel, and best of all, it is the abiding place of the Giants." One notices that Runyon seems indifferent to how bizarre an anachronism the name was for a baseball stadium. It's a holdover from an earlier, failed life with the horsey set, and also that newspaper copy editors were much kinder to the beautiful semicolon than they are today. When Yankee Stadium opened, a few years later, Runyon treated it more cynically, as an outsized commercial venture that might or might not work. Glory. Romance. We can't help elevating our experience of games into the epic realm. The cartoonist Randall Munroe, the creator of the comic XKCD,